Hi, Christina here with Primal Coding. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome to Primal Coding. Today's video is about noticing change, creating reference points, and you will see this in my program. We're going to be doing similar actions each day, and way to create proper awareness of progression is to have reference points. If we are training for a sport, we will write down our weights and our percentages and the program, and every 6 weeks we adjust it. And this is the same thing for breath practice. And as a strength coach myself, my background is not yoga in my own private practice, but my education is in kinesiology, in strength conditioning. That's what my master's was in. And so for me, I refer to primal coding as as adding masculine structure to a feminine action, right? Taking that strength and conditioning mindset, that training mindset, this mindset of structure, which is a more masculine form, not male, but masculine, not female as in girl, but feminine. It's like the buildings compared to the wind that flows between them. So if we are creating reference points, then we can start to notice change over time. And some of these reference points are, action to stillness. So in the beginning, I will, have you sit still and notice how things feel. And there's a starting point too in the beginning where you may not even feel anything. And that's a starting point. You're like, okay, I acknowledge that in this moment, I don't really feel any of the things that she may be describing. That's okay. Because the more that you sit down in that space, and now your body and your thoughts are aware, like, oh, well, maybe I should pay attention to what I'm feeling. So we go through an action, and then we sit in stillness. And then we go through this action of change, and then we sit in the stillness, and over time, you start to feel. Things start to happen. And this is what happens when we repeat and practice a thing. And all of these are guiding principles to anything in your life. So if we're approaching breath, which is the closest thing to our nervous system, to our brain, to our soul, to our body, to our mind, and connecting these two brains, then that's how we will approach all things. How we approach our breath and our movement practice is how we approach things in our life. Are we a little lazy? Are we very thorough? Are we clear-minded, and can we focus? Again, principles. And that's what I really want to work with when in creating and expanding primal coding. And I want people to be able to see it, be able to apply it to all things. And some other reference points that are really great to use is time, allotted amount of time. When I first give an exercise to my client, I'll say, you're going to do this for 2 minutes. So they do that exercise for 2 minutes every day, every other day, whatever, for 2 or 3 weeks. And then at first, those 2 minutes are like the longest 2 minutes of your life, or a challenging 2 minutes with a breathing pattern. And then over time, that 2 minutes seems to get a little quicker. Time begins to adjust and change and shift your perspective of it. And over time, you realize, like, wow, now I've smoothed out this pattern, and now I can go for 3 minutes. And your breath naturally wants to go a little longer. It's like the exercise feels a little too short. So this is a great reference point to noticing, wow, at first these 3 minutes were a struggle. And now these 3 minutes are like, oh, I can use the pattern. I've created the tool. I've carved out efficiency in this pattern, so that now that tool can be utilized in a conscious way. So I want to use this tool for said outcome, or the more patterns that my body can naturally pull from in an automatic state, say lifting or running or any type of activity, my body has more options. There's some variability in my breathing patterns. It's not just one pattern. And this, can also relate to heart rate variability. In each moment, is my heart adapting to the environment around me, to the stimuli. So another potent reference point is just the art of daily repetition. Repetition over time, for a certain amount of time, anything will change. If I'm approaching it kind of like, I'm just going to go through the action, then there won't be as much change felt, because there has to be a desire for change to be felt. So when you're starting a practice, remember, it's when you are working with a breath, unlike progressing in movement, there's not that many progressions that you need to worry about. Literally repeat the same thing over time. If you say what's next, I say more time. More repetitions. What is it? Bruce Lee, it is not the man that knows 1,000 kicks. It's the man that knows one kick, or practices one kick 1,000 times. I totally chopped that up. But I think you get the idea. So, reference points for change. This is how we can begin to change. And not just on a conscious level of thought, I want to change my thought, but it's even deeper in changing my physiology and my body's reaction to thoughts. And that's where change occurs, in our physiology, in the way this gut brain reacts to our environment. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you soon.